Inside the perfect scam in Singapore. A young professional in Singapore receives a mysterious text promising an exclusive investment opportunity. The message looks highly convincing, even carrying the logo of a well-known local bank. Curiosity leads him to click, a decision that changes everything. Ethan Tan is 29 years old, full of energy and ambition, but also weighed down by the invisible chains of financial pressure. Every morning he wakes before sunrise, rushing into long office hours that drain his creativity. Yet behind the polite smiles in meetings and endless emails, he carries a restless dream. Ethan longs to escape the endless grind of corporate life, to step outside the fluorescent lights and cubicles, and to build a future where he is free, both in time and in money. His drive is not only about wealth, but also about proving to himself that he can rise above ordinary limits. Still, this hunger comes with vulnerability. Debt hangs over him like a shadow, and the pressure to succeed fast pushes him toward risky shortcuts. In many ways, Ethan represents the modern professional, constantly running after opportunity while secretly fearing the trap of failure. My personal opinion is that Ethan is not just a character, but a reflection of many people today. Ambition can be a powerful engine, but if it is not balanced with patience and awareness, it can lead us straight into danger. His story is both inspiring and cautionary, which makes it deeply relatable. The bait comes in the form of a sleek and modern crypto trading platform. Its website shines with live dashboards, flashing numbers, and colorful charts that look almost too professional to doubt. Everywhere Ethan clicks, he sees testimonials from smiling Singaporeans who claim they turned small savings into life-changing profits. It feels real, even familiar, like a new trend that everyone else already knows about. Curious but cautious, Ethan deposits a small sum, telling himself it is just an experiment. The next morning, he checks his account and is stunned. His money has doubled overnight. His heart races, his doubts shrink, and a new sense of hope takes over. It feels as if he has finally found his golden ticket, the fast lane out of endless debt and corporate chains. Day after day, he checks the platform with growing excitement, almost like an addictive game. Each click pulls him deeper into the illusion that success is guaranteed. From my personal perspective, this stage is both fascinating and dangerous. The human mind is quick to trust what looks polished and what offers instant rewards. Ethan's excitement is genuine, but it blinds him. His story reminds us how easy it is to mistake bait for opportunity. The trap begins to tighten when Ethan is introduced to his so-called personal financial advisor. This advisor speaks fluent Singlish, throws in casual jokes, and feels strangely trustworthy, almost like an old friend guiding him. Their voice is warm, reassuring, and persuasive. Step by step, they use subtle psychology to hook him deeper. They create urgency by saying opportunities will close soon. They use flattery, praising Ethan as someone smart enough to see the future. And of course, they fuel FOMO, warning that others are already cashing in while he might be left behind. Ethan, once cautious, now feels special. Every call and message from the advisor pushes him to invest just a little more. First, he empties his savings. Then, when that is not enough, he takes out loans, convinced this is the smartest move of his life. The platform keeps showing numbers that grow, and Ethan believes he is finally winning the game. From my personal perspective, this moment is the most dangerous part of any scam. It is not the technology, but the psychology that traps people. When trust is built cleverly, even the sharpest minds can be blinded. Ethan's journey shows how emotions can overrule logic. The turning point arrives when Ethan finally decides to cash out. After weeks of watching numbers climb on his screen, he feels ready to taste the rewards. But the moment he clicks withdraw, the cracks start to show. A pop-up message tells him the system is under upgrade. He waits a few days, tries again, and receives another excuse about needing a small verification fee. Later, the so-called advisor explains that due to MAS regulation compliance, additional paperwork and deposits are required. Every answer sounds professional enough to calm him at first, but the money never arrives. He repeats the process, sending emails, making calls, hoping someone will solve the issue. Yet deep down, panic begins to build. Days turn into weeks. The excuses multiply. Finally, he opens his bank account and faces the brutal truth. It is empty. All his savings and borrowed funds are gone, swallowed by the scam. From my personal perspective, this is the most heartbreaking moment of the story. The realization doesn't come with a loud bang, but with silence. That silence teaches a cruel lesson. The shinier the promise, the darker the trap behind it. Ethan's fall is a warning to all of us. The unraveling comes when Ethan realizes he is not the only one. Through online forums and scattered news reports, he discovers dozens of other victims who fell into the exact same trap. Each story sounds painfully familiar. A slick platform, friendly advisors, false prophets, and then a sudden wall of excuses. The scammers have already vanished into cyberspace, their digital footprints cleverly hidden, the stolen money routed overseas through layers of accounts. For Ethan, the shock turns into a strange mix of relief and despair. Relief because he is not alone in his mistake, and despair because the scale of the fraud means recovery is almost impossible. What makes the situation worse is the silence. Many victims feel too ashamed to speak up, fearing judgment from friends, family, or colleagues. That shame becomes the perfect cover for criminals, allowing them to repeat the same scheme again and again. From my personal perspective, this is the cruelest twist of all. Scammers not only steal money, but silence voices. By making victims feel foolish, they hide in plain sight. Ethan's story reminds us that shame should never belong to the victim, but to the fraudsters who exploit trust. Speaking out is the first step to breaking the cycle. The bigger picture reveals that Ethan's case is far from isolated. Across Singapore, scams are rising sharply, touching people from all walks of life. What makes this alarming is not only the sophistication of the technology, but also the way criminals understand human psychology. They exploit trust in digital systems that have become a part of our everyday lives, from banking apps to investment platforms. Their strategies are polished, blending technical illusions with emotional manipulation. Even those who are cautious, educated, and tech-savvy can be caught off guard. The trap is rarely about ignorance, but about timing and pressure. A single moment of vulnerability, a flash of greed or fear of missing out, can be enough to override years of careful habits. That's why scams spread so effectively. They are designed not just to steal money, but to hijack emotions. From my personal perspective, this larger view matters most. Ethan's story is not only about one man's downfall, but about a system where trust can be weaponized. If scams can deceive even the sharpest minds, then awareness and open conversations become our best defense. Sharing these stories without shame helps protect others and breaks the silence that scammers depend on.